Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we try to bring you people from all across the country to talk to me about cool things we can do right here in New Mexico. On this week's show, we got, I'll try, Kate the Chemist.
You should. It smells so good.
I don't mind smelling beautiful. I'm okay with that. Crying, kicking, screaming, and I'm like, you know, as the holiday season approaches, protecting ourselves and our loved ones remains a top priority. With COVID still a concern for many, there's an updated vaccine that can offer an additional layer of safety. And today, we are joined by a key figure in the fight against COVID-19 is Dr. Bob Wachter, Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer at Novavax. You know, Dr. Wachter brings over 3 decades of expertise in drug and vaccine development, and he's here to shed a little light on Novavax's innovative approach to COVID-19 vaccines. Welcome to the show, Dr. Wachter. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Doing great.
So why is it important to get a COVID vaccine this year?
You know, with the upcoming holiday season, winter approaching, so colder weather, more time is going to be spent indoors. More time is going to be spent with families and potentially family members who are particularly vulnerable, like our elderly grandparents. So vaccines that are specifically geared to the new variants that are circulating, these updated formulations, are particularly important now to protect us and protect our loved ones during this upcoming respiratory virus season.
So what are the types of vaccines available?
In the US, there are 2 types. One is what we call a protein-based vaccine, which is what our company, Novavax, produces. And the other are the mRNA vaccines. Both types of vaccines for COVID have been shown to be highly safe and highly effective. And in fact, you can even mix and match. So research shows that just because you received one type of vaccine in the past doesn't mean that you can't receive a different type now, this season, and expect the same level of immunity and protection.
All right, can you choose a different type of vaccine if you've already been previously vaccinated with another one?
Absolutely. The research shows that similar immune responses result when you mix the regimens up as when you stick with the same one. So it's really what option is going to be best for you.
All right, Dr. Wachter, where can we go for more information or find a vaccine?
Sure. So, you know, our website, novavax.com, is a great resource. Lots of links to important information about vaccines and more information about our vaccine as well as COVID-19 vaccines in general. Another great resource is vaccines.gov. The website, there you'll find a vaccine finder. So you put in your zip code and it will tell you what retail outlets in your area stock the vaccines. And I think in New Mexico, Costco is always a great option. Costco stocks the protein-based vaccine, and you don't need to be a member of Costco to get vaccinated there. So those are all, you know, great sources of information that I would recommend.
Thanks for joining me, Dr. Wachter.
Thanks again for having me.
Today, we're diving into the dynamic world of technology and consumer trends with a focus on Hispanic community's growing influence in the tech market. Joining us is Alberto Santiago Data, a seasoned technology expert with a rich background in creative direction and brand activation. With his holiday season just around the corner, Alberto's going to try to shed a little light on why the Hispanic community is emerging as a mobile super consumer group, especially in gaming and social media usage, like from the latest tech ideas to the evolving role of smartphones and entertainment. So let's chat with Mr. Alberto. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
All right, so why are Hispanics considered a mobile super consumer?
Well, a super consumer is a term to kind of specify how do we do the purchase, right? We kind of like to do the research. We talk to friends, we talk to family members, and then we go online, right? So we visit websites to, learn about the reviews, learn about all the details, figure out what the specs are, and then we put all the information on the table, figure out what our budget is, and then we go on and make the purchase, right? So it's more about making an educated purchase, knowing exactly what we need and what we want, and knowing, that at the end, we want to make someone happy.
So what are the top like tech gifts that are going to be happening this holiday season?
That list changes every year, Dan. This year, it might be headphones, it might be a tablet, it might be a video game console. But most of all of the gifts every year are about tech. So consider yourself, a tech guy, right? So what you're looking for? Are you looking for a cell phone? Are you looking for a, new tablet? What are you looking for? So your family, your friends better than anyone. So based on that, then you kind of divide and conquer. Who am I going to give the bigger gift? Who I'm going to spend more money on? And where I'm going to find the best value for the gifts I'm giving.
So are smartphones now like replacing gaming consoles and TVs?
I would say replacing is something that could happen in the next few years. For now, it's more of like a complement, right? As gaming consoles get better, faster, better graphics, more real visuals, the gaming devices, the mobile gaming devices, cell phones specifically, they're getting better at this. And developers are also expanding the world. So the same game you play on your console, you could play on your mobile device. This is where companies like OnePlus are doing the work, right? So they're building an all-in-one device that could not only handle work, but also could handle gaming, graphics, battery life, good display, and the most important for Hispanics is the good deal. So value, price, and making sure that you're getting, a good offer.
So what trends are you seeing and what consumers are looking for in smartphones?
Consumers will always look for the same things, whether they're Hispanics or not, right? A good camera, very important, top of the list. Good display, good battery, the latest processor or chipset. Can it handle all the performance I'm going to throw at it? And then I would say fast charging, maybe headphones, maybe a good speaker. But again, if you have an all-in-one, a product that can do a little bit of work, a little bit of play, a little bit of gaming, you have in your hands the most coveted, gift this season.
Alberto Santiago Data, thank you for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about any of this?
You can visit oneplus.com to find the latest and greatest. You can also find some good deals in there. I would say also visit amazon.com and Best Buy in case you want to do some more research. Thank you for having me, Dan.
As the cold weather sets in, what is the importance of adapting our body care routines and figuring out the dry skin cycle, and how do we effectively combat it? Like my lips, my elbows, my face, my existence right now is just all dry and chapped, and I'm kind of struggling, man. All right, so today, hopefully we get a little help. We have Dr. Kate Bieberdorf, also known as Kate the Chemist, a professor at the University of Texas and a celebrated science communicator. Dr. Bieberdorf is here to kind of give us a little insight, we hope, on keeping our skin doing its best these winter months. Welcome to the show, Kate the Chemist. How are you?
I'm good. What an introduction. Thank you for having me.
No worries. Hey, Kate the Chemist, that sounds like a wrestler name. This is great.
Oh. I've never heard that before. That's very funny. No, usually I just play with fire and liquid nitrogen.
All right. So why is it important to change up our body care routine for like this colder weather?
Great question. So body care can be even more challenging when the seasons change, but when you actually understand what's happening with your skin, it's easier to pick the right body care routine. So skin stressors like cooler weather and changes in humidity can all lead to dry skin. So being mindful of the body care products you use will help make sure you're taking the best care of your body's skin every day.
So what is the dry skin cycle, and what does it mean for our skin?
Well, stressors like changes in humidity, holiday travel, high winds outside, and high heat indoors can all take a toll on your skin. And that causes it to lose moisture, which can be a self-perpetuating cycle if you don't do something about it. So first, environmental changes cause the skin to become dehydrated, which leads to that visibly dull, itchy, and irritated skin that we all hate. And if you don't hydrate the skin to replace that lost moisture, the skin barrier has a hard time renewing itself, and that results in a thickening of the dry layer. So once the skin gets to this point, the dryness is harder to reverse and you're stuck in that awful cycle.
So how can we help break that dry skin cycle then?
Okay, to break the dry skin cycle, look for body care products made with ingredients that you would typically use on your face to help build a stronger skin barrier. So these include hyaluronic acid, petrolatum, which is the #1 dermatologist recommended moisturizing ingredient, and vitamin B3 complex, which combines niacinamide with proglycerin. And so the good news is that the Olay Hyaluronic Regimen is made with all 3 ingredients to restore the moisture barrier and break that dry skin cycle.
All right, can you tell me more about the benefits of the, what is it? Olay Hyaluronic Regimen. I can't say anything right, but we're going with it.
Very good effort. Great effort. So
Effort.
the
I got an E for
Hyaluronic-
effort. Thanks.
The Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash is Olay's most premium body wash with a fast-absorbing formula that cleanses while it nourishes. So that's what restores the dry, thirsty skin. So after putting it to the test, Olay found that 95% of women had visibly better skin after 14 days of daily use. So it's also dermatologically approved by the Skin Health Alliance, so you know it's a good choice. And then for some added dose of hydration, the Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion is crafted with a nutrient-rich formula that visibly replenishes the skin to deliver deep moisture and locks in nourishment for all-day hydration. In fact, 95% of women reported having visibly smoother skin within just 7 days of using the lotion twice a day.
All right, send some over. I'll report about the men. Don't worry, I'll use it. I'll try. Kate the Chemist.
You should. It smells so good.
I don't mind smelling beautiful. I'm okay with that. All right, where can we go for more information? Maybe follow you on social media if need be.
I'm Kate the Chemist. You can find me on social at Kate the Chemist anywhere. And the Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash and Lotion can be found at your local retailers for less than $10 each. Just visit olay.com for more information.
Kate the Chemist, thanks for joining me, my friend. With updated COVID-19 vaccines now available, there's a lot of question and confusion about the right time to get the vaccine. As we head into the busy holiday season, it's essential to have a plan to help keep yourself and your loved ones healthy and focused on the joy of the season. Today we have former U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams joining us to kind of offer his help and some insights for staying safe this holiday season. Welcome to the show, Dr. Adams. How are you?
Great to be here with you and great to give people some tips on how they can have a safe and happy holiday season.
All right, what is the latest information on the COVID situation?
Well, CDC said that hospitalizations are increasing, 16,000 hospitalizations from COVID-19 last week. I want folks to know that while we are out of the worst days of the pandemic, thank goodness, COVID-19 remains a public health threat, and it will. We're going to see increases just like we do every year with flu and RSV during the winter months.
So why is it important to get vaccinated before the holidays?
Well, incredibly important because you want to have the opportunity for your body to build up antibodies before you encounter that virus. We know that it takes a couple days to a couple weeks for you to get optimal immunity. And so the sooner you can get that vaccine on board, the more likely you're going to be protected.
What age groups are most at risk from these viruses?
Wonderful question. We know that 90% of the hospitalizations are occurring from COVID-19 in people over the age of 65. So if you are over 65 and you are not up to date on your vaccine, please hear me. Talk to your doctor, talk to your healthcare provider, get your questions answered. But please understand that it's incredibly important for you to get vaccinated. If you're someone who has comorbidities like heart disease, you're taking medication for heart disease or high blood pressure, you're taking insulin for diabetes, or you're taking an inhaler for lung issues, high risk, incredibly important that you get the vax and that hopefully you'll make a decision to get the vax, COVID, flu, but also talk to your doctor about RSV and about Pneumovax.
So if I had COVID this spring or summer, do I still need an update, or will the antibodies I produced fighting the virus protect me through the winter season?
Great question. Immunity from infection is not enough. If you've had COVID this summer or fall and haven't gotten your updated vaccine, now's the time to receive that update. The CDC recommends waiting about 2 to 3 months. So now's the perfect time. And we know that people who get a vaccine after an infection have a much lower risk of hospitalization than those who don't get a vaccine.
All right, so where can our viewers be updated on the latest information about some of the vaccines?
Most important thing you can do is talk to your doctor if you have questions, but you can go to vaccines.gov. Great information there on COVID and on vaccines. And you can check out my new book, Crisis and Chaos. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Great tips on how to stay safe from COVID-19. And also some really cool stories in there about people I encountered like Oprah Winfrey and like Chef Jose Andres. So I try to make it fun for people to stay healthy and safe.
Thanks for joining me, Dr. Adams.
Thank you.
As we approach the holiday season, travel plans are are on many people's agendas. And there are challenges and joys to traveling, but with infants and toddlers, from determining the right age for your child's first trip to selecting nutritious, mess-free snacks and managing sleep schedules, how do we make a family vacation stress-free and more enjoyable, especially when you're bringing the little ones? So today we have Dr. Whitney Casares, a renowned pediatrician and author with practical advice for parents planning to travel with their little ones. Welcome to the show, Dr. Casares. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
All right, before I even get any of the questions, this reminds me of this one time I was on a plane and I was sitting in a row, and next to me, someone had their baby in their arm and its legs were like here, crying, kicking, screaming, and I'm like, I basically went into this like I wasn't there anymore. My brain was frozen. This is just, sorry to bring up all this trauma in my life, but how do we know, or like how do we begin this travel thing, and how do we know a child is even old enough to travel?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been that parent before with the screaming kid. And generally speaking, when children are about 6 weeks old to 2 months old, right after they've had their first set of vaccinations, that's when we recommend that they can start traveling. You can always check with your child's pediatrician, though, if you're unsure.
So what nutritious, like mess-free meals and snacks do you kind of recommend like caregivers to include for a road trip or airplane or train ride or a small mini bottle to hand to the guy next to you while you're traveling?
Wholesome snacks and meals are actually of paramount importance when it comes to having a successful trip with your kids. And when kids are really little, when they're babies, of course, formula and breast milk is going to be the option that they need. But once they can have solids, they're developmentally ready. I really love Gerber puffs because they have whole grains and the essential vitamins and nutrients that kids need. I also like Gerber pouches because they're made with real fruit, including superfoods like blueberries. So parents can feel really confident that they're offering nutritious, delicious foods to their kids, but without all the preparation, with as little mess and stress as possible.
All right, so what toys do you recommend for like consoling infants and toddlers or giving something to distract them?
For the smallest babies, rattles and teethers tend to be the best for travel because you can pack them easily, you can clean them easily when they inevitably fall onto the floor. And then for older kids, things like plushies or a lovey can be great, especially if you're ascending on an airplane and you get that ear pressure, that can really help to comfort them. One thing I always recommend also is if you're feeding your child or you're giving your child a toy, make sure you're watching out for any choking hazards. When you're feeding your kids, even while in transit, they need to be seated. You need to supervise them. You need to make sure that they're in a safe area.
So how do we manage the little ones' like sleep schedule and maybe a feeding routine during that travel time?
So one thing is make sure your expectations are set appropriately. It's not going to be perfect, right? But as soon as you get to your destination, try to have as consistent of a sleep schedule as possible and eating schedule. You want your child to go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, and then for feeding, feed them frequently, feed them a diverse array of foods. You want to make sure you're trying to feed the rainbow just like you would at home. Again, Gerber makes this much easier because a lot of their options are going to fit those needs. They're going to have proteins, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, all the things that you want to give your kids that are delicious and are going to make them more happy, healthy, and in a great mood when you're traveling with them.
Dr. Whitney Casares, where can we go for more information about any of this and making travel easier for kids?
Yes, head to gerber.com/parent talk. It's a great resource for feeding your little one, but also for all things parenting.
Well, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the time of the year to celebrate with friends and loved ones. And today we have lifestyle expert and author of Your Fully Charged Life, Meaghan Murphy. She has a few ways to add a little holiday to this holiday season. All right. Welcome to the show, Meaghan. How are you, my friend?
I mean, I'm swellerific, obviously.
I love you. You are. It's something I've been saying for a very, very long time. And I was like, what is that? No, I don't know. It's
love
just a
it.
nuts phrase. All right, let's get to it. What's an easy way to add some yay to the holiday? And I like how you do this. This is great.
Right? Well, I partner with some fun brands. And first up is chocolate, because chocolate is always a good idea. And this is from Sanders. This is an iconic brand from Detroit. They've got these yummy caramels. They've got dark chocolate. They've got milk chocolate with that sprinkle of sea salt. Yay to the yum. And they've got two sizes. You got the 7-ounce, you got the big tub. This is what you bring to the party. This is what every host or hostess wants. And I also keep these on hand because you get those surprise guests. It's a delicious sweet treat. I must say, Sanders is also great for teachers' gifts and your postal workers. Like, surprise the people in your life with a little sweet treat from Sanders.
All right. What about tech gifts? They're more popular than ever. How do we add the yay to the tech gifts?
By avoiding the nay, which is cracked and broken expensive devices,
That's
right?
correct, yeah.
And OtterBox is a go-to. It is a staple. I've got 3 kids. It is a staple in my house because they're really, really protective and rigid, but they're also super stylish and cute. I've got a white sparkle case on my phone, and they're MagSafe. So what's great about them is that you can pop it right on your charger. You can add those MagSafe accessories like a little wallet. Really, really cute and protective from OtterBox. They're also slim. So my boys and my husband can slip it in their pocket when, you don't have the purse or the crossbody. They slip right in your pocket. Really, really seamless and sleek.
All right. I'm down with that. What about, how can we have an unforgettable holiday season? I love this term.
right.
You use it all day now.
Right? It's all about the lights. So Christmas Vacation was one of my favorite movies ever. I love Clark Griswold, and his house was goals in that movie. And Govee is my go-to for living out my Clark Griswold dreams. It is outdoor lighting that is absolutely next level. It is permanent, so you can leave it up all year round. It can withstand the elements, super easy to install. You can control it with an app. You can sync it to music. There are 16 million, million different light varieties. So I'm thinking you do blue and white for Hanukkah. You do red and green for Christmas. You go gold for New Year's. I'm thinking pink for Valentine's Day, maybe a little green for St. Patrick's Day. Govee really lets you light it up, and make your front yard the ultimate holiday house.
I'm totally down with those because you're the second person that has shown me those, and I have been contemplating getting those for my house because they're hidden as normal lights, and I wonder if you could sneak them past the homeowners association, and they can anything to get past the homeowners association. That's what I'm doing.
Well, they're really, they add such an ambiance and a sparkle and a holiday magic to your house all year long. So always a good idea from Govee.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
So I heard people are expected to spend about $1,600 on holiday-related purchases. Is that a yay or a nay? What do we got?
Well, listen, I think this is the spending season, right? Tis the season to spend, but we want to stay within budget. We don't want to break the bank, but we want those perfect gifts for all of the people we love on our list. And so Afterpay is an awesome option. So you go on this lending app and you get to buy now and pay later. So you can shop your way and then later pay installments with 0% interest, no finance charges. If you go on the Afterpay app, there's about 1,000 brands. So I found Lululemon for my daughter. She loves Sephora. I was shopping for my mom for a handbag. I went on Coach, and as I'm checking out, I got a surprise discount. There are discounts up to 80% off, and you're paying your way. So you can buy now, pay later, and stay within your budget.
There you go. Shop and pay your yay. I don't know, something like that. Meaghan Murphy, where can we go for more information and maybe follow you on social media?
So you can find my yay list at Meaghan B. Murphy, Meaghan B. Murphy on the gram.
Meaghan Murphy, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thank you.
Time is ticking for those navigating the complexities of Medicare enrollment. With the annual enrollment period's deadline fast approaching on December 7th, making those informed decisions about Medicare coverage is really crucial. And today, we are joined back again by Fran Soisman, CEO of eHealth, a seasoned expert in the healthcare industry. You know, Fran offers essential insights on how to effectively sift through over 4,000 Medicare Advantage plans and kind of avoid those common pitfalls in the selection process. So welcome back to the show, Fran.
Dan, thanks for having me. It's great to be with you again.
Okay, so why should beneficiaries consult with a specialist to compare plans and enroll?
Well, Dan, it's really important that this is a real important decision, right? This is something you make once a year, and the stakes are high. So it's best to work with a licensed agent. Find a licensed agent like someone at eHealth that is paid the same no matter what plan you choose. So being impartial, unbiased is really important. It's all about what your needs are, right? Not what's in their best interest, but what's in your best interest. So that's really important. They're also experts on the coverage that's available in your zip code.
So what are some of the most common mistakes that people make when they're trying to select and enrolling in Medicare coverage?
Well, I like to think of them as tips to avoid a bad experience. It starts with preparing. Have your Medicare number available. Know what prescription drugs you're using. Have a list of the doctors that you want to maintain the relationships with, your primary care, your specialist, and do an assessment of your financial situation. Perhaps you've recently retired and you're going from having a paycheck to now living on a fixed income through Social Security. So knowing what your budget limitations are is really important too. Have all that information available. Have your questions, or at least some of the questions that you can think of right away, have those listed. So when you're talking with that agent, you're getting those questions right up front.
So what tips would you give to beneficiaries about how to enroll in a Medicare plan if they're choosing to self-serve?
Well, that's a really important question. eHealth offers a very simplified website experience. You can go to eHealth.com and we will take you through the shop, compare, and enroll process. We also have, I call it a lifeline, right? You may start out and you think, you know what, I got this, but then question comes up, you just hit that help button and a live agent will join you in the chat room and get you through that, either all the way to the end, or perhaps just answering that question was all you needed and you continue on in the process.
So I know this one's easy, but why is it important not to wait till December 7th to select and enroll in a Medicare coverage?
Well, what I like to tell people, Dan, is avoid that awful on-hold music, right? I mean, nothing more stressful than having to listen to music for an extended period of time. It's right around the corner. Act now. Call us at 866-552-0796. Go onto our website at eHealth.com, but don't procrastinate any longer.
Thanks for joining me, Fran. One more time, where can they go for more information and also get the help they need to get signed up?
Absolutely. They can come to eHealth.com. That's EHEALTH.com. Or they can call us at 866-552-0796, 866-552-0796. That's a toll-free number.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me. If you want to be part of the show, just email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com, or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And even you could go to our website and buy merch, swag, and other cool things. That's newmexicorising.com. Till next week, that was New Mexico Rising.